In this segment, you will learn how to install and weld bond a center pillar using Fusor 108B and Fusor 110B. Benefits of using Fusor 108B and 110B include weld bondable, corrosion protection, matches OEM appearance.
Begin by cutting the marked area with an air saw or air chisel, making sure not to cut into the inner panels. Using a spot weld removal tool, drill out the spot welds and chisel the remaining edges. Then remove the damaged panel. You may need to use a heat gun to separate the center pillar from the original seam sealer or foam. Pay special attention to preparing the damaged edges. Straighten the damaged edges using a hammer and dolly. With the center pillar removed, grind all paint, primer, and surface rust from the edges where Fusor 108B or 110B adhesive will be applied. If there is a galvanized coating, be sure to grind to the bare metal. Next, remove any E-coating or galvanized coating in the bond area of the new center pillar with an angle grinder. The bond area is the portion of the new panel that will contact the center pillar structure mating flanges. Prepare a 2-inch backer plate that will overlap the underside of both the new panel and the original panel seam by 1 inch and cover the complete seam. Grind the front side of the backer plate to remove any primer, E-coating, corrosion protection, or galvanized coating that may be present. Pre-fit the backer plate to both joint panels to ensure a good fit. When sectioning the center pillar, be sure to bevel the edges of the mating seams on the new panel and the original panel to less than 10 degrees and taper the beveled edges for a smooth transition. Pre-fit all parts to ensure proper alignment. Prior to applying the adhesive, clean the bond surfaces of dust and debris using compressed air. For this repair, we will use Fusor 110B and 108B adhesive. 108B has a work time of between 40 and 50 minutes at 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius. 110B has a work time of between 5 and 8 minutes at 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius. It is important to note that prior to using any two-component adhesive, seam sealer, or foam, dispense a small amount of material from the cartridge to ensure an even flow of both components. Then attach a mixing tip and dispense a small amount of material until uniformly mixed. This is a key step in all repairs. Begin by adding Fusor 110B to the metal backer patches and install them at the front and rear rocker panels, as well as the upper center pillar section. Secure with clamps, insert a wedge, or weld bond as necessary, and allow to cure. After cure, grind down any remaining adhesive from the backer patch with a DA sander or angle grinder. Now, apply a 3/8-inch bead of Fusor 108B to the prepared edges of the bond area, making sure that all bond areas are adequately covered. Properly position the new center pillar. Once positioned, do not pull away from the vehicle. If repositioning is needed, slide the center panel. This maintains proper contact between the center panel and inner structure. Clamp evenly and tightly with insulated clamps. The glass beads in the adhesive will prevent you from overclamping the bond line. Apply screws in hard-to-clamp areas. Where possible, wipe excess adhesive from the panel before it cures. This will save you time later. Allow the adhesive to cure for 1.5 to 2 hours at 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius before removing clamps, unless welding will take place within this time frame. Clamps may be removed immediately after the panel is welded. Expect the adhesive to be a little tacky on the surface, as this is a normal property of the adhesive. Now we are ready to weld bond. Be sure to review all pertinent information about the use of the squeeze-type resistant spot welder before you begin. Consult the welder manufacturer for the approximate recommended settings for weld bonding. You may begin welding immediately, anytime during the adhesive cure process and/or when the adhesive is fully cured. Welder settings will vary when welding through wet versus cured adhesive. If a test sample through cured adhesive was not made, use the welder manufacturer's recommended settings for welding through cured adhesive. Once the first weld is made, continue welding, maintaining the original spot weld spacing. Weld should be placed as close as possible to the original spot weld location, without overlapping the original weld site. Do not place a new spot weld directly over the original weld location. Remove the clamps and grind down any remaining adhesive from the cosmetic repair area with a DA sander or angle grinder. Finish by applying Fusor 130 foam to the center pillar. This will give the pillar additional support. For an undetectable repair, apply a fiber-filled body filler to any section seam. Allow to cure and contour sand. Next, apply a skim coat of conventional body filler and allow to cure and rough sand. Once the adhesive fully cures, block sand, prime, and refinish per the paint manufacturer's recommendations.
This completes the center pillar replacement procedure using Fusor 108B and 110B. For more information, visit www.lord.com/Fusor. Call 877-ASK-LORD or contact your local Fusor distributor.